Okay, class, good evening. So now we will go to our next topic for the final in a contract of sale. So our topic for this video will be extinguishment of sale. So start tayo sa Article 1600. So for your reference. So, sabi ng Article 1600, so sales are extinguished by the same causes as all other obligations, by those stated in preceding articles of this title, and by conventional or legal redemption. So, take note class, paano ba ma-extinguish yung contract of sale. So, marami. So, gaya ng sinabi sa Article 1600, kung paano na-extinguish yung ibang kontrata, ganoon din yung contract of sale. So, sale are extinguished. So, number 1, by same causes as all other obligations. So, gaya ng compensation, novation, subrogation. So, yun na-extinguish yung obligation or by specific performance of the obligation. So, number 2, by various causes of extinguishment in Title 4 or sales such as, so letter A, cancellation of sale of personal property payable in installment. So, gaya ng sinasabi sa recto law. So, merong sa recto law ay remedy on the part of the vendor. So, syempre, kinakancel kapag na-cancel na or nag-rescission na yung vendor, so the contract of sale will be canceled. May extinguish na yung contract of sale. Letter B, resale of goods by unpaid seller. So, syempre, yung original contract, naka-cancel yon. So, and then, since ang mangyayari dun sa good, which is hindi binayaran si seller, is pwedeng i-resale. Next, rescission by the seller by unpaid seller. Next, rescission by the buyer in case of partial eviction. And then, letter E, rescission by the buyer in case of breach of warranty against hidden defect. And F, rescission by the buyer of sale of animal with redhibitory defect. And number 3, by redemption, whether conventional or legal. So, take note class, itong 1 and 2, which is from A to F, na-discuss na natin ito lahat. So, lahat ng may kinalaman sa rescission. So, either remedy available on the part of the buyer at saka remedy available on the part of the seller. So, ngayon, mag-focus tayo here sa topic natin, mag-focus tayo sa redemption. Dito sa number 3, redemption. So, sa redemption, pwedeng conventional, pwedeng legal. So, first, let's discuss this pacto de retro sale. So, what is pacto de retro? So, it is a Latin name for repurchase agreement. So, nagbenta ka, si seller nagbenta, pero merong nakalagay dun sa kontrata na merong right to repurchase or pwedeng bawiin. So, pacto de retro sale refers to the sale wherein the seller has the right to repurchase the subject matter or the property being sold. So, yun yung pacto de retro sale na sinasabi. The essence of pacto de retro is that the title and ownership of the property sold transfer immediately to the vendee, a retro. So, from the time class na si buyer at sa seller entered into a contract of sale, so, by the time na dineliver na kay buyer yung property or di kaya yung either constructive or actual delivery, so matatransfer na rin yung ownership at saka title ng property. Naintindihan? Kay vendee. However, it is still subject to the resolutory condition of repurchase of the subject property by a vendor, a retro within the period agreed upon by them. or in the absence thereof as provided by law, or else it would vest upon the vendee a retro absolute title and ownership over the property sold by operation of law. So here class, sa pacto de retro, yung first instances in a contract of sale, syempre as if ibinenta siya. So yung title at saka ownership is matatransfer kay buyer. Pero the contract is subject to a resolutory condition. So ibig sabihin ng resolutory condition class, kapag ma-meet mo yung condition, ma-extinguish na yung kontrata. Naintindihan? So, gagaya nito, mayroong resolutory condition which is repurchase or bibilhin ulit ni seller yung ibinenta niyang property or the thing or goods. And take note, within the period agreed upon. So, take note class, mayroong dapat nakalagay sa kontrata na mayroong period kung kailan i-repurchase yung property. Naintindihan? Kung walang agreement between the two, kung kailan i-repurchase, so pupunan yun ng batas. Mayroong time provided by law. Or else, it would vest upon the vendee. Or di kaya class, nakadepende kay vendee na a retro absolute title and ownership of over the property sold by operation of law. So, ito yung pinaka-main one of the main ingredients here in extinguishment of sale. First, let's tackle about conventional redemption. So, what is conventional redemption? Takes place when the vendor reserves the right to repurchase the thing sold with the obligation. So, take note class, obligation, it is the obligation on the part of the vendor. A, to return to the vendee. Number 1, the price of the sale. So here class, conventional redemption is applied to a contract with right to repurchase. Kapag walang right to repurchase class, hindi mag-apply ang conventional redemption. So ngayon, ang magiging obligation ni vendor is unang-una to return the price of the sale. So let's say for example, si seller nagbenta ng lupa, isang hektarya, 100,000. So, syempre, kapag si vendor mag-exercise ng right to repurchase, ibabalik niya yung 100,000 kay buyer. Number 2, the expenses of the contract and any other legitimate payments made by reason of the sale. So, syempre, di ba class merong right of repurchase, right to repurchase. So, bibilhin ulit ibabuyback ulit ni vendor yung property. So, syempre, merong kontrata yon. So, si vendor ang mag-shoulder ng expenses of the contract. Number 3, the necessary and useful expenses made on the thing. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Necessary and useful expenses. Let's say, for example, yung binili is, yung original, ibinenta is building. So, syempre, during yung building is in the possession of the vendee, so pinaganda niya, merong mga improvements, nagkaroon ng fence, so syempre ibabalik yun ni vendor kay vendee. Letter B, to comply with other stipulation which may have been agreed upon. So ito class, letter B naman, ito yung second obligation ni vendor. So i-comply niya yung anong pinag-usapan nila. Next, conventional redemption is an accidental stipulation which implies a resolutory condition upon the exercise of which sake is extinguished and the vendor recovers the property sold. So ito class, ito na sentence, nabasa ko lang ito doon sa actual case which is merong decision ng Supreme Court. Ang conventional redemption kasi class is accidental stipulation lang. Ibig sabihin, wala talagang nakalagay sa batas. Naintindihan? So, ito, nag-a-arise lang ang conventional redemption kasi merong stipulation yung both parties. Naintindihan? Merong silang kontrata. So, syempre, igagalang yun ng batas. So, if nagkaroon ng contrary sa law, moral, good custom, public order, and public policy, doon napapasok yung implication ng batas or application ng batas. So, it is just only accidental stipulation. Okay? Next. So, example tayo. So, example. S sells a specific lot for 100,000 to B. The parties stipulated that S may repurchase the lot within 5 years from the date of execution of the contract. B becomes the owner of the lot upon its delivery to him. So, syempre, since there is a perfect contract of sale, yung property is matatransfer kay B. So, what if class S repurchase the property? So, take note, in-exercise ni seller or the vendor yung right niya to repurchase. So, say at the end of 4 years o di kaya pagdating ng ikaapat na taon, so the sale is extinguished. Naintindihan? Yung contract of sale is mai-extinguish na yon. And S recovers the ownership of the lot. So, marirecover ni S yung property from B. So, yun yung that is the application implications of the right to repurchase or pacto de retro. And take note class, pacto de retro or pacto de retro sale applies to both real and personal property ha. So mag-apply siya sa personal and real property. Since the provision makes reference to the thing sold without distinction. So take note class, ang sinasabi kasi sa pacto de retro, ang pinag-uusapan sa pacto de retro is yung thing sold. Naintindihan? Yung subject matter. Naintindihan? Siyempre, yung subject matter, it may be personal or real property. So, yun lang yung one of the concepts sa pacto de retro. Okay? Liability with respect to fruits existing at the time of redemption. So, here naman class, anong mangyayari kung yung during the time of redemption is merong fruits yung thing. Let's say for example, balik tayo dun sa example natin. What if class, from the time na nag-exercise na ng right to repurchase si S, yung lupa is merong tanim or merong fruits or income. So, ano yung mangyayari? Ano yung magiging rules? Naintindihan? So, ito yung sinasabi dito, liability with respect to fruits existing at the time of redemption. So, letter A, if there were visible or growing fruits at the time of sale. So, kapag during the time ng sale or yung original contract of sale, merong visible or merong nakatanim. So, balik tayo dun sa ating example. So, during the time na si S nagbenta ng kanyang specific lot, merong fruits or growing income doon sa lupa na nakikita. Naintindihan? So, ano yung magiging rules? There will be no reimbursement for or prorating of the fruits at the time of redemption if no indemnity was paid by the purchaser at the time the sale was executed. So, anong ibig sabihin nito class? So, balik tayo sa ating example. Let's say for example, during the time na nagbenta si S kay B ng lupa niya, may tanim si S doon. Naintindihan? And then, ibinenta ni S for 100,000, which is yung 100,000 is only for the lot. So, bambayad lamang doon sa lupa. So, ibig sabihin, yung tanim doon or the fruits na nakikita doon sa specific lot is hindi binayaran ni B. Naintindihan? Naintindihan? So, walang stipulation about that. So, ang sabi ng batas class, during the time of redemption na, so, i-redeem na ni S yung lupa. And then, meron, baliktarin natin, si B naman yung may tanim. Naintindihan? So, ang rules ng batas class is, there will be no reimbursement or S is not required to pay B for the fruits or the visible or yung growing fruits na nakalagay dun sa lupa. Naintindihan? Kasi nga, parang patas lang. So, during the time na nagbenta ako, hindi mo binayaran yung growing fruits. So, ngayon na i-redeem ko since may tanim, hindi rin, I am not also required to pay the fruits. Naintindihan? So, yun yung malinaw sa batas class ha. So, huwag kayong ma-confuse doon.